Christmas is fast approaching and it's bringing with it all the decorations and food that help make the season magical. But for those of us with pets, these delights can quickly spell disaster if they get into the wrong paws. Winnipeg Humane Society Behaviour Programs Coordinator Nancy Bonde joins me now to explain. Nancy, thank you so much for being here.
You're welcome.
Obviously, a lot of people are bringing some new stuff into the home with the Christmas season coming up. How can people properly pet-proof their homes?
Okay, well, so Christmas is kind of an interesting season for people with pets, especially if you have a new pet in the home, because we basically spend all year trying to get our playing with our cats with all kinds of things like little dangly, sparkly things, and we give them scratching posts and that sort of thing, and then we bring in a giant tree covered in sparkly dangly things, and we tell them stop that. So it can be very tricky um, to get our cats and dogs to not play with things. Mostly, what you can do is kind of self defense. If your cat wants to climb your tree, you would be wise to secure it, a piece of string into the wall, that sort of thing. Try not to have too many decorations too low. The best thing is to try to make things as ungettable as possible.
What kind of decorations? Like I know tinsel's a very popular one that people kind of know about. What kind of things should people straight up avoid having in their homes?
Right, exactly. Tinsel, and the reason tinsel can be a problem is, well, it's sparkly and it's makes a nice swishy noise, so it's very attractive for cats and dogs. But any objects that are long and thin like that are very dangerous because once they start eating them, especially cats, actually can't spit out string very well because of those barbs that help them clean themselves. The barbs will actually catch on the tinsel and they will have to swallow it, and then you can have all sorts of problems intestinally because of that. So anything long, and so even wrapping packages in decorative string and that sort of thing can be a real problem. You want to avoid that. And there's also different things that we bring into our house during the season which are actually poisonous for cats and dogs. Like behind me, I have a nice giant fake poinsettia, so it's safe to be here in the office with me and little Martha here. But real poinsettias are actually toxic if animals chew on them. And people bring in presents of things like chocolates, which the smell can be very attractive to your dog if someone has a wrapped box of chocolates under the tree. So you want to be careful about bringing in novel things like that and making sure that they're safe for your pet.
A lot of people tend to give dogs in particular scraps from their big holiday meals,
Mhm.
and the bones aren't necessarily safe the way the kind you can buy are.
Mhm.
Is that something that people should kind of be aware of and avoid?
Yes, absolutely. Because, just like with box of chocolate, we also have lots of other yummy treats in the house that we wouldn't have in other times of the year. Um, so we want to watch out for. There's absolutely nothing wrong with giving your cat or your dog little tiny bits of lean meat. So if you want to share a little bit of your turkey with your dog, or that sort of thing is fine. It's when people start giving them the scraps. Skin is much too rich and much too fatty for cats and dogs, and can make them ill. And like you say, chewing, of course, cooked poultry bones are always a no-no because they break into sharp little bits. So we definitely don't want to give them that sort of thing.
Giving pets as gifts is kind of a bit of a no-no. Can you talk about why that is?
You want to make sure that when your family's bringing a new pet into the home, that it's a pet that everybody in the home is excited about and is agreeing on, and that the personality of the pet. We ask people here at the Humane Society for the family to come meet to make sure that this is the pet for everybody. And so if you somebody with surprise someone with a puppy who isn't quite prepared to deal with raising a puppy, that's not fair to the other person or the puppy. So we want to make sure that if a pet at Christmas time is something your family is looking to, that it's something the family does together, and it's a fun thing to bring a new family member home.
Is there anything else that people wouldn't necessarily think about that they should be aware of leading up to the holidays?
The mental health of your pets is important, even at Christmas time too. This year is, of course, going to be different with COVID because everything's different, and we won't maybe have as many people coming and going from our house, but we're still going to be out of our routines. And there's going to be some excitement. If you have kids in the house, they're going to be really excited, so that can be stressful for some pets that aren't used to changes in their routine. So it's a good idea to make sure, if you always say take your dog out for a walk first thing in the morning, to stick to the routine to help them stay relaxed.